Good morning. Sup, witches? Celeste the Silver Cord here. Just brought my cards out. Figured I'd come and hang out with you guys for a few minutes. The blue skies today. It's beautiful outside. It's gorgeous. It's looking nice. I don't know. I like it. I'm digging this. I like this. This is no makeup required. This is just hanging out with you. I went through my analytics and realized that most of my followers are just women between the ages of 30 and 40. 99% of you guys, which is awesome because that does take a lot of pressure off of me. Excuse me. Because I don't know, I watch a lot of readers and stuff on YouTube because, of course, I do. It's what I'm into. I don't necessarily watch them for their messages. I like to watch what they're doing. I pay attention to their analytics. The ones that I've been watching for a while, I notice when you got more commercials than you used to. I notice when you've sold out more than you used to. I notice when all you guys do the same trend at the same time, like the singing thing was big for a while. Remember, put all my stuff in the links below. Click like, share, comment, spank that bell if this helps you. Oh yeah, I picked that up from all you guys too. It's not that I don't see how to make the videos and I don't know how to make them, whatever. I just don't like manipulating people. It's like you guys say that you're so elevated and you're so above it and you're just so fantastic. But at the same time, I watch you guys feed certain narratives and push very specific storylines. You're all saying the same exact thing. You guys tell everybody. You're playing the same game with everybody. And it's sad because they all started out the same way I did. There's a few readers who have kept it real. But for the most part, you can kind of see the evolution of selling out on a person's page. You watch their subscribers go up and down. Watch the comment levels go up and down. I watch the views go up and down. I pay attention to what titles, because you guys love the clickbait stuff. I'm just enjoy coming out here and chatting with you guys in the morning and not stressing it so much. Don't worry, I'll still do the other videos too. I'll still do the full moon and the new moon and retrogrades and when they're coming out, and I'll get into the astrology a bit for y'all. But I just like chatting with you guys in the morning. You guys are awesome. It's fun because it's like I do this in the morning and then I load it and it takes a couple of hours. It usually doesn't load till like 11 for me. But then you guys all get it at different times. And then it's like each time you guys watch it and you start commenting, it's like the conversation just recycled again. I just had it with another person. It's kind of cool. It really brings into the whole perspective that, time is completely irrelevant, and I've never felt like I was settled on time anyway. I've always felt, I don't know, I could never grasp it. I just can't grasp the concept of time. It's either going way too fast for me or it feels like it's not moving at all. It just doesn't feel like, I don't know. I've never felt fully connected, I think, to, I guess what they refer to now as the 3D. I've just never been connected to it. Like, even my friends in high school will tell you, like, I had no concept of time. I was always late. Time tests, things like that. I mean, I'd look out a window and I'd disappear for like 20 minutes. But, besides that, things are good. I'm almost done doing the renos in the house. When I'm done doing all the painting and stuff, I will show you guys. You know, it's sad because my boyfriend keeps him. Everybody always wants to keep inviting people over. And I'm like, can we finish redoing the house? I'm like, it's kind of the reason I haven't had anybody over in a while anyway, besides real close family that I knew that my house got kind of half-ass renoed and then nobody ever worked on it for freaking 2 years. So I'm like, let's just finish it, let's just finish it. If you want to invite people over, you got to plan to invite them over, and like, he's got to clean up his gardening stuff in the backyard. I don't want people coming over and having stuff all over the yard. I don't know. Maybe that's because I grew up in the burbs in Long Island. I was explaining that to him last night too. I was like, you want to understand what Long Island is? I was like, I grew up on the Disney Channel. I grew up in between the Disney Channel and a pretty shady ass neighborhood school called Green Run in Virginia Beach. And the other school I went to in New York was Smithtown, and it was like the Disney Channel. It was something embarrassing happened to you in the morning. The whole school knew by the end of the day. There was graduating classes so large that it was impossible to know everybody you were going to school with. There was no shootings or violence or stuff like that. It was at Green Run. They found sawed-off shotguns in the bathroom one time. I don't know. My life gave me an interesting perspective because I grew up in the spoiled suburbs of New York most of my life, and then the first half of my life was spent between Disney Channel suburbs of New York, the homeland of where the original suburb was built, and then Virginia Beach and Norfolk, Hampton, Ocean View, that area. And it was just some really shady neighborhoods that I lived in. So I get it. I get multiple perspectives, you know. And being on the internet has really helped me out. Like, the one thing I didn't expect when I started all this was creating a global community, like the Coven, the Silver Cord, link below. If you wanted to come over there and join us. I love it so much because we've got people from all over the world. I mean, we've got people from India and Europe and Africa, and it's really broadened my perspective on, like, when I'm trying to do these readings for you guys, it's like some of you guys are crying about, not being in a relationship, and then meanwhile, I know people in Nigeria that when COVID hit, there was no stimulus checks for them. They were grateful to get a bag of rice and a can of red sauce put on their porch because they were running out of food with their lockdown. So it puts it into perspective, guys. You gotta put things into perspective right now. It's time to, this obsession with relationships right now that everybody's kind of stuck in, especially if you watch a lot of YouTube videos. And I know, it is so much easier to dwell in that fantasy and create this whole drama for yourself, and you're pretty much like inventing this whole little TV reality show in your head to distract you from the world. And we're all kind of doing it in a way, and especially if you're working with the 5D, it's really hard to pay attention to what's going on around you, but it is time to. It's time to complete out these cycles. If you've been dwelling on something for a very long time and you're not reaching any resolutions, it's time to go ahead and get that wheel turning again and stop sitting in a stagnant situation. You're probably not going to get any resolution from it for right now. What will happen though is if you go ahead and try to move past it and try to stop feeding so much energy to these connections that are stagnant and stale and they're not going anywhere and you don't know why you're still hung up on them, it's time to give yourself some relief from that and start worrying about other areas of your life where you can be making forward progress in. Like this deck, art is the word for the Temperance card. So you need some patience. You need a new creative outlet, something that you can do creatively, something that you can make art or your own. If you're not into painting or whatever, like try to find something like maybe yoga or like something along those lines, or anything, dancing, whatever, just anything where you have some free movement or free way to be expressive right now. And then that way you can find a healthy outlet to process these energies that you're trying to move past from. Let's see if we can get any more. Princess of Wands, Princess of Fire here going on. Tiger around her, all the way reached up to the sky. I like the representation in this card. She is not reaching for a star. She is placing a star in the sky. Ooh, isn't that an interesting concept? Everybody always tells you to reach for the stars. This card is calling you to don't reach for somebody else's star. Create your own star and put it in the sky yourself. This is reversed. This is not taking a leap of faith. This is doubt. This is doubt. The reason you can't let go of this connection is because you doubt it. You doubt it. And I get it. But yeah, you can't take a leap of faith if you're in a place of doubt. You'll get eaten by the gator. See? Tiger's going to push it off. Something's pushing it towards this direction, and some sort of tricky, playful energy is pushing it in a direction, and the gator is sitting there like, I'm going to eat him as soon as he jumps off the cliff. Now, when it's upright and you take a leap, you fly up like the butterfly. This is reversed. This is, do not take a leap of doubt. You will get eaten by a gator. Got to watch out for them reptilians. Got to watch out for those trickster energies that are trying to find ways of distracting you from the fact that you can put your own star in the sky. You don't need somebody else to do it. You don't need to follow somebody else's star. The objective is you're supposed to put your own star in the sky. Let's see what my magic symbol deck has to say about all this. Self-confidence, strong self-belief and sense of worth. There's the symbol if you wanted to draw it on something today. There it is. Self-confidence. Time to start focusing on you and loving you. Goes back to the art thing. I've given this advice in readings before too. When you create art or remodel your house or anything where you build and create something with your own hands and you can look at it and say, I love this. It is a nice way to start practicing self-love. You love something you created. When you can love something you created, then you can love a piece of yourself. Kind of like the way you love your kids. They're a piece of you. It's an unconditional amount of love that you can look at and go, I created this thing and it is beautiful and gorgeous and I love it so much. It's one of the best things I've ever created. And you can do that with art too, or anything that you create. Make jewelry, paint, like I said, do yoga or whatever, and then create your own routine after watching somebody else do it for a while, and find something that you can do that you love. And then when you're done, you can go, oh, I love that I can do that. And that'll help you guys build up some of your self-confidence and your self-love. And once again, we have spirit, heavenly assistance from your guides and your angels. As always, your spirits and your guides and your angels and the elementals and all that are trying to help you guys. And they want you to love you as much as they love you. So they're always conspiring to try and help you. Don't ever forget that. Your higher self is genuinely trying to help you. Does it sometimes trick you? Does it sometimes allow bad things to happen so that you'll learn your lesson? Does it sit there and give you message after message after message that you refuse to listen to because you don't want that to be the answer? And then it turns around and they completely tower your life? Yeah, they'll do that to you too. So that's why it's important to take some time to actually listen to your guides and your intuition, which is what I was talking about yesterday morning about, just make sure you do this in a protective area or areas that you feel safe. Never make quick decisions when you are afraid. And always put a little bit more thought when you are in fear. And pretty much the message for this morning is focus on your own self-confidence, practice some self-love, create something for yourself. Remember that it is time to complete these cycles. If it is something that you have doubt in, especially if you are in the twin flame thing, and this is what I've been getting on with you guys, if they're not giving you a reason, then there's two sides of it. There's the one person who needs to put their foot down and tell the other person, this is not what you think it is. I do not want a relationship with you again, and put that to bed instead of torturing that other person. Or if you're the person being tortured, let it go. Let it go. If it was real, they would have said something by now. If they felt it truly as strongly as you do, they wouldn't be able to deny it either. So yeah, you may have been exposed to that energy, but it was only meant to ignite you and wake you up. It was not meant to be forever. And you're obsessively watching this other person and beating yourself up and tearing yourself down is destroying your self-confidence. And it is time to close out and complete that cycle. Accept the lessons for what they are. Release any toxic energy and stop feeding that connection. And don't worry about whether they give you any closure or not. Sometimes the lesson is you don't always get closure. All right? And just remember, life goes fast, and a lot of people say it's short, but life really does take, if you live to be 80, think about how many years and years and years. You want closure right now? Give it time. Give it time. The universe senses that you're upset you don't have your closure, but you're broadcasting that so much that it's just reconfirming it. Take a break from that connection. Try not to feed it so much. If you do think back on it as the lesson you learned from that person, and then let it, like meditation, let the thought drift in, assign it what you need to assign it, and then let it drift back out. Oh, I'm thinking about that person again, and then as soon as you get into that, oh, I miss them. No. I thank the universe for the good times that I had. I learned my lesson from the bad times, and I release this connection. And then just keep going with your day. And it'll get easier and easier as you go along. And once you realize that you're releasing that connection, you're really getting into just self-love, self-confidence, practicing things that take care of you. You'll notice that more opportunities and doorways of opportunities will open. You'll start meeting new people, and you'll raise your frequency to draw in people that will match it for you, so that you can have healthier relationships and healthier connections. And you'd be surprised. And then by the time you you fully release those connections, is usually when you get your answers on them in one way, shape, or form. All right, loves. There's your cards and coffee for the morning. Remember, if you like this, please like, share, subscribe, spank that bell for me. Help me out. Comment below any questions that you want. If you don't want to comment your questions, or you would like advice on a specific situation and you don't mind me making a video, just go ahead and email me. I'll put the link below. You can also email me if you want a private reading and you don't want me to talk about your situation, but I'll be happy to do it with code names or whatever, however you wanted to present it to me. And always, you can join us in the Coven the Silver Cord. Link will also be below. You guys have a beautiful day. It is gorgeous here in South Carolina today. The sun has rose up a good amount, so I'm going to go ahead and head in for my day. Blessed be all those who walk these paths with me. Love ya. Talk to you later. Bye.